replaying these conversations saying like, that wasn't even me. Who was that person? And you think back to that conversation, why did I say that? Wait a minute, hold on. Who do I think I am? Who do they think I am? Girl, have you ever walked away from a conversation, got in your car, closed the door, and was like, who was that? That was not me. Gets me every time. Hi, love. I'm Solo. Welcome back to Solo Sanctuaries, the place where women learn to choose themselves again, trust their inner voice, and transform through intentional solo travel. This idea of shrinking has really been on my mind a lot. That sneaky kind, that quiet kind, that you don't even realize that you did it until it's done. I'm not talking about those moments where we read a room and we decide to pull our energy back, protect ourselves. We recognize, this isn't safe, this isn't comfortable. Don't give up on your instincts for that either. I'm talking about that kind that just happens before we know it. And typically we don't even realize it until we get that moment of solitude. That's where the car comes in. And I really want to talk about it because I think that's one of the biggest signs that you're ready for a solo sanctuary. So let's get into it. Sign one, that you're ready for a solo sanctuary. You keep replaying these conversations saying like, that wasn't even me. Who was that person? And you think back to that conversation, why did I say that? Wait a minute, hold on. Who do I think I am? Who do they think I am? Why did I let that go? I allowed that person to speak to me that way. Why? That's not even me. That wasn't even me. And that feeling of realizing after the fact that we abandon ourselves, that's a drain. That is a toll and a tax that adds up exponentially over time. Sign two, that you're ready for a solo sanctuary. You are on vacation, you paid your hard-earned money, but yet you are not doing what it is you want to do. Have you ever been on that group trip where everybody wants to go on that one excursion? Let's say it's snowboarding, and you're like, in your mind, right? No, I really don't want to go snowboarding. I don't really want to have the wind hit my face at 50 miles an hour, and maybe there's snow and maybe there's sleet, or no, I would not like to. But you didn't say that. You went. Or you said it and you didn't go, but you felt guilty, or you allowed someone else to try to make you feel guilty. What about the moments when it's time to go get dinner and everybody's trying to figure out where we're going tonight, and you're like, oh, anything is fine with me. But in your mind, you want steak. And then you don't say anything, and you get to the restaurant and you just hope that the fish, the steak, whatever it is that you're looking for happens to be on that menu. Instead of just speaking up and saying, no, this is where I want to go. Yeah. All that is a form of shrinking, sis. And it doesn't even have to be on a trip. That could just be in your day-to-day life. It has been for me. So if it is, you are not alone. Drop down in the comments. Let me know if it's happened to you. Sign three, that you are ready for a solo sanctuary. You feel yourself slipping back into those old patterns that you thought you outgrew. And when I say pattern, you're realizing, oh, this is happening more than I thought that it was. Interesting. Yes. That is a clear sign that you are ready for a solo sanctuary. And sign four, that you're ready. You just missed that version of you that felt free. You want that trip where you don't have to compromise with anyone. Not about what time we getting up, when we going to breakfast, where we going, what we doing after. None of that. Not for one moment. You do not want to compromise with anyone. And if that's you, there's nothing wrong with that feeling. Because the reality of it is the desire underneath that unwillingness to compromise is just that you want that free version of yourself. The one that's centered, secure, spontaneous. It's a beautiful thing. So let's pull it all together, because these four signs that you're ready for a solo sanctuary, they're not random. They're patterns that we as women often fall into when life is heavy. Well, why is life heavy? Because the world is literally on our shoulders. We're doing everything for everyone. And sometimes we may realize that we just slipped into these patterns. We didn't even know. And oftentimes there's been something in the back of your mind telling you this, but perhaps you've been ignoring it. Women don't shrink because they're weak. Hell, we shrink because we tired. We just been holding too much. We're reading the room instead of listening to ourselves. And the most painful part of shrinking is when we realize, hey, that wasn't even me. But that's okay, because the moment that we notice it is when we can interrupt it. We can always choose a different environment. We can always find space to breathe again. We deserve a moment where the only voice we need to tune into is our own. And that's what intentional solo travel did and still does for me. It brings me back to myself. Not the version that maybe we've outgrown, but the woman that we are becoming. If you've been feeling that nudge that I need something just for me, then you're why I created Solo Sanctuaries. I'll be leading a 6-week guided experience to help you build your own personal retreat on purpose. We'll plan your trip. I'll give you tools to utilize while you're on the trip to ensure that sanctuary feeling is created and maintained, and help you integrate the lessons learned upon your return to ensure that your trip reconnects you to who you are, not just where you're going. Comment Sanctuary to join the waitlist and download my free solo travel guide. And remember, the journey is always back to you.